So I'm a software engineer and I wanted to get into some electrical engineering and came up with an idea to solve a problem that I have, which is not drinking enough water. Everyone's always like, you need to drink this many litres a day, and when you see that much water in one place, it's quite intimidating, but if it was just a little bit over the longest period of time, you would get to those however many litres a day, and you're just drinking small bits each time. So I put together this little number, Mr. WetBot 5000, and it might look a lot like a branded coffee machine, because it is. I went and I picked up a broken one of these, ripped out everything on the inside, and turned it into a smart water dispenser. And it all connects to this app here, so you can set how much water you want in a day and between which times you want to do it, and you can either schedule it or you can manually trigger the thing. The manual trigger is mostly just for testing on my part. So I've just been editing the video and realised that I never actually showed this working, so that's why it's now late, dark, and I'm on the floor, and I'm going to show this thing working. It needs to be plugged in, and it's just easier if it's plugged in down here. Firstly, I guess I'll show the manual trigger feature. So I click this button here, dispenses the water, and I click schedule, and it's going to hit a breakpoint up on the API. So now, just going to sit and wait. That was actually pretty quick. So yeah, that's it working. Back to the proper video. Originally, I thought I was going to be able to use the pump in the coffee machine, but it was a 240 volt pump. Yeah. So I'm a fucking idiot. This pump that came out of the coffee machine takes mains voltage and AC. So this is useless. And I only had a 12 volt power supply, so that wasn't going to work. So I bought a new pump, and we've got it working. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. The brains inside of it is an ESP32. And I chose that originally because it's got Bluetooth, so I'll just be able to connect via Bluetooth to it from my phone. But that was either going to be too hard, or at least too hard for me to be able to do at my current level working with the ESP32, or just not possible to have the schedule running directly on the ESP32. So I thought, what would the web developer in me want to do? That's right, I would use an API to cover up those inadequacies. This meant I just had a bit more control, and even though it's a little bit more complex to set up, so I've got the app on my phone that I had to make, and then the API on my computer that I had to make, and then all the code on the actual machine itself that I had to make. Even though it was a bit more complex, so I had 3 different places I had to write code for instead of just 2, it just meant I had a bit more control, and I can work out the schedule on the phone app, send that to the API, and the API can just divvy that out to the machine as it needs to. And you might wonder how I'm calculating the amount of water that's coming out. I'm not. It's a complete guess. It sort of spits out maybe 50 to 200 milliliters. I've got no idea. I've not measured it, so it's wildly inaccurate in that way. Also, you might wonder, what if you haven't been drinking the water and it wants to fill it up, but the glass is already full? That's an easy answer to that. The water goes all over the floor. I was going to put a scale in there and do all that stuff, but I honestly couldn't be bothered. So also, because it was a coffee machine, originally the nozzle in it always had coffee running through it, so that wouldn't have been particularly good. So I replaced the pump, I replaced all the pipes in it, except for the one from the water tank into the pump. That one's still the same. And then I had to 3D print my own nozzle for it. I went through one iteration of this where it used a lot of hot glue, which turns out doesn't create a particularly great watertight seal. So I remodeled it a little bit, and it's now watertight, and it's all good. 3D prints are not known for being particularly food safe, and they're not because of all the layer lines. There's lots of place for bacteria to be harboured in, and so you can't wash them properly. You can't guarantee that they're going to be food safe. So no, this won't be for sale. I would probably go to jail. Not to mention the water tastes a little bit rubbery. I'm not sure whether that's the pump. The pump should be food safe. The pipes or the tubes should be food safe. I know the nozzle's definitely not, and there might be a little bit of acrylic paint that comes out over time with it as well, because I didn't have any black filament, so I just painted it black, which isn't ideal. All in all, it was a really fun project for me to get my teeth stuck into, and I'm looking forward to doing some more in the future. So if you like this project, then either like or subscribe or keep me in mind, and hopefully you'll be here for my next project in not too long.